Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Friday, November 4th. Well, what an interesting day today was in these markets. What we see in the stock indices is we see a market that failed to take its challenges out. It failed to reach its objectives, I think, that we were looking at earlier in the week, just a few days ago, actually. Every time we got up here in the NASDAQ market, for example, we're finding sellers, not buyers. Is this super bearish? Well, today, Friday, is going to set some tone here for not only these markets, but for some other markets as well. So let's keep a close eye on what we're looking for. Right now, this would say we are looking for a down day in the stock indices. I think we need to be cautious about that, though. But that's structurally what we're looking at here. Now let's take it a step further and take a look at what's going on with the US dollar. Across the board, we were looking for some follow through, and actually we did see the US dollar get weaker against all these currencies, actually, to some extent. The Canadian dollar did come off some. And our friend Mr. Yen may have gotten low enough here to find some buyers. At least that's what it looks like in Asia. We see a little bit of buying coming in that market, and it'll be important to see again on Friday for it to rotate back and forth. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Actually, for all these currencies, wouldn't be surprised to see kind of an unchanged type day there. I also want to let you know that the British pound here did trade through that sell point. So in the British pound, if you look at this right here, the sell point there was at 65.20. I thought that might be an important level. Well, it was in the sense the market held that so far, but it traded down to 19. So that means from this buy point, that would have been taken out. And that would represent 90 ticks there in that move. And that would be the dollar value for this move is $562.50. So interesting setup. We're looking for some, in this market, some weakness. Same thing for the yen. But I have to tell you, I would not count those out. I'm really looking for an up day in these currencies, and except for the Japanese yen. So weaker dollar across the board. Interest rates, well, short end of the curve, struggling, not taking out that challenge either. We close weak for today. We'll set that tone that this large benchmark candle is still in control. Those sellers are still in play. For the 10-year and 30-year, we are looking for continued weakness in those markets. They are transitional patterns when you see these larger shadows on the top. So we have to be a little guarded, but I don't think there's anything telling us here that we want to jump up and be buyers of these markets. We're looking for kind of a quiet day in those markets. In the metals, well, gold, you see here in the Asia session, traded back through that sell point, and this would be $33 from the buy point to the sell point, or $3,300 per contract, to give you an idea of what that would represent, from a dollar point of view. We are looking for some follow through here to the upside, though. I don't think this market is really ready to come off dramatically. However, if it wants to go down, there's a sell point, which means this has initiated a sell. And right now, within the risk parameters that you have for gold, we're looking for some follow through in this thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I just don't think the long-term perspective for gold right now is for a market to come off dramatically. Well, silver, it also traded through that sell point, and that difference here was 75 cents, or $750 per contract is the dollar value of that move. And our friend Mr. Copper is hanging in there, but we did find some selling here yesterday, and just like with these other markets, we need to respect the action that we see in a market. And this one, we need to pay attention to it. Wouldn't be surprised to see this back off a little bit, but from a longer term perspective, I still feel bullish on that market. Now, let's go on over to the energy market. And we see in crude oil it came up and it kissed that buy point there, but it did get weaker and did not reach a magnitude objective though. But it's an interesting setup there, and we are looking for a market really to kind of go sideways. There's no real strong behavior. I'm sorry, I said it didn't reach a magnitude objective. It did actually. Um, but anyways, and I know some of us have talked about these. It's in the advanced video also. We discuss those buy and sell points. But right now, what we're looking for in this market is a market to kind of bounce back and forth. There's a lot of buying down here, and we can't discount that either. So really looking for an unchanged day. We are looking for continued weakness in natural gas. Would not be surprised to see this maybe pull back a little bit because it is Friday, but nothing dramatic. And in the grains, wow, beans have been all over the map. Beans, corn, wheat, they needed an excuse. I mean, there are some things out there floating around about where things are, but I think it's hard to have a very strong opinions about these markets. I mean, they are truly 50-50 type trades. I think that's the kind of setups. When you see these shadows on both sides, you want to be cautious about being too aggressive with that kind of a market environment. Well, this concludes today's market studies. I hope you found a few ideas helpful. Looking forward to being with you again tomorrow, and in the meantime, take care.